What's up, Firefly? My name's Kiahonfire, and today we're going to be showing you the Dungeon of the Dregs. This is an updated guide, just to show you where to go and what kind of things you can expect in the dungeon, so let's go! Okay, so we're at the place we need to be, just above it, and I've put myself into medium armor and pretty much a level that I think you'd roughly be. This is actually a level 20 to 30 dungeon, so don't be ashamed if you want to go in that level. But I'm going in solo with this kind of level. I haven't really got many attributes in at all. I've brought myself some iron stuff with me, some aloe extract, some grill steak, a bow, things you would easily get at roughly my level or level 20 plus, or things you could find in the Dafari camp below. And you can take this one out slowly and just farm for it. You can get all sorts down there, arrows, Dafari gear, whatever. But today we're going in mediums and we're going to go in to the camp. So we're about here on the map and there's the Dregs dungeon. It's just near the actual broken bridge, it's just in the corner here. Basically the first thing we want to do is we need a sacrifice. Now, there is plenty of Dafari people around. Don't disturb the one at the bottom of the stairs because he's slightly harder than the others, but the one we need is actually at the doorway, this fighter here. The archer will probably ignore us after a while. But we just want this guy. We'll attract him to the plate, and basically what we want to do is we want to make the killing blow on this guy on the plate so we can open the door, because as the ghost will show you, you need a sacrifice to get in here. So we're going to kill the Dafari man. I think that counted. Hopefully it did. And the door, yep, the doorway is coming up right now, so that is awesome. You want to go in, it should stay open if anybody else wants to come in here. But there we go, we are inside. When you're first in here, you're going to notice there's a tablet that you can click on. I recommend you do this because it will be free experience. And there's also a book you can have. But that is purely lore. In these pools with fire above them, you can also find chests and blue goo. Blue goo is good for making a bone glowing torch, and it's pretty easy to make, you just need that kind of thing. But we are actually not going to do that right now. We're just going to head to this door over here and open it up. Do be more conservative with your stamina on this one, because there's a few skeletons in here that might make a problem for you, especially if you're solo. So coming up to our first puzzle, you're going to notice that we can't actually get up here or climb up any of these areas in here. But there's this glowing plate. Shoot an arrow at it. You might need a little bit more range, and you'll notice it'll press in. Basically this makes waters rise so we can climb up through the window and get to the next part. So we're going to do that right now. We're swirling around. We're going to run all the way to the end and turn, and you're going to see there is this button here. So if you need to have a bit more aim, you can hold it down and charge your arrow towards it, and it will make it press in again. We're going to want to go up here and open this door and go through that way, so I'm just going to circle the water again. Now this is a little bit more tricky over here because you have to do it in a certain way. I do it in a kind of different way than some other people do, but I like to start on the right and then I go to the left and then I come to the middle, and I found this is more efficient for how I like to do it. Here we go. Here we have our second button. We're just gonna pop an arrow in that. Jump down here. You should be fine because there's a little bit of water down the bottom, so just be careful you don't break your legs or anything. We want to climb up these rocks here and get the next plate, which is on the other side. After you got these, you want to jump in here quickly again, and you're going to see in the middle there's actually a split that we can jump on. We're just going to swirl around until we can get back up there, and here we go. You're also going to notice there's a pit here. You can jump straight in this one and just wait for the water to rise. There's no buttons on this part because we've already done the handiwork. And there we go. Here you're going to need to be careful though, because there is skeletons, so you might want to bring yourself some stuff. They're going to try and beat you up, but you can kind of just dodge them and ignore them because they're not really archer skeletons. So we're just going to get this guy to come here. Or you can kill them if you like, but I'm just going to run past them because I just think they're an inconvenience at this point. Get our stamina back and jump into the water. Now this area is going to be a little bit more tricky, and you're definitely going to need to hold your bow down to actually get the hit. I have no accuracy on my character, so it is just fine to do this with no accuracy. You don't need any points in it to actually get this. But I like to use a charge arrow to hit it, and I think that got it. Now we're going to want to go up on this part if the water rises. Yep, here we go. And you can get up on this bit here, or you can go on a different ledge around the area. Now this one's quite tricky to get up because it's a bit of a pain in the bum, honestly. But there we go, I've done it first try. But you might have a bit of trouble getting onto this rock. Don't worry, the water will just go down and up again. You'll have no problem there. There's also another lore book you can grab here and read if you're into the lore, but we're just going to go through here. Now we are finally into the boss room. We'll just have a look around. See if there's any. Oh, looks like we're lucky this time, but sometimes you can get skeletons here. So, here we go. Here's our boss. As you can see, my shield is blocking his spray, but he does have a kind of gassy attack that you do want to run away from. We're going to try and get him to lure him down and try and hit his body against this surface here and get out of his pond. Just going to attract him, just walk around the stairway. You don't need to go around him. If you need stamina, go back behind cover. This poison really hurts though, and you don't want to get too close to him either because he will do his thing. Here we go, he's going to land anywhere now. Oh crap, he landed on us a bit too near. Alright, now's your chance to beat him up. Get as much damage in as you can. Just be careful you leave a little bit of stamina to run away from, otherwise he's going to... Yeah, there we go. Now run away. Hide behind the thing, get your stamina back. There we go. If you need to heal, do that. There we go. Let's attract him again. Don't get too close, by the way, because he can actually bite at you, and that has a big possibility of killing you. Oh, run away. There you go. He's done his poison spray. Put your shield back up. You need to really watch him, because that attack is really nasty if it gets you, unless you have a poison mask on. There we go, he's going down again. We're back up a little bit more this time than we did before. And hit him with the daggers again, or something else. I'm doing daggers because this actually bleeds him and it will cause continuous damage. I'm going to keep doing this until we get some progress in. And here we go, he's about to die now. Well, he should die anyway. And there we go, there's a dead Dregs. As you're going to see, the toxins in the pool are going to lower. And I'm actually going to grab him first with a nice skinning knife, I would recommend, or if you want the meat, use a cleaver instead. The meat can be used for healing. Grab that red book and it will give you all the recipes that you need. So here we are outside. I'm going to show you how much you get out of each. So we've got the skinning knife first. 1, 2, 3, roughly. And this is what you get out of it. You get 39. You get one of these, one eyeball, and 7 abyssal fangs in this one. And now we're going to hit this one with a cleaver. Let's grab 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-ish. And let's see what we get out of this one. We got some abyssal flesh, we got another eyeball, we got some more fangs, but we definitely got a lot more flesh this time. So I would probably prefer using a cleaver over a skinning knife, but that's my personal preference. If we move on to our armors bench, you're now going to notice that we can make reptile armor. Reptile armor is actually probably one of the armors I really like, because it gives you a mix of stats on it, and it's quite easy to make. Although you're going to notice some of these parts are actually going to need fangs to make them. Some of the smaller parts don't, like these boots, but the rest of them are going to use about... You're going to need about 30 a set, roughly, as a reptile hide that you can get out of crocodiles normally. And that's what you'll need for the set of armor. This is actually a pretty decent set of armor. As you can see, I've got 191 armor, a medium set, that means you can roll, bonus grit on the helmet, and the chest plate, vitality on the gloves, and the pants, and grit on the boots. This will give you a +2 in vitality and a +3 in grit. That could be a really nice boost when you're starting off and stuff like that. And as you saw, Dreg is not that hard to kill at my current level at all, and I actually gained some levels out of it, which was really nice. You can also now use ABYSSAL arrows, although I wouldn't usually use these as arrows because I think they're a huge waste. They got a plus 10 in damage and a plus 18% in armor penetration. They do look pretty nice, but I just don't think it is worth the amount of fangs for, you know, the amount of arrow you get. Another thing is you're going to get the weapons, and this is where the eyeball comes in. To make the daggers, you're going to need an eyeball, and to make the sword, you're also going to need an eyeball, and you need thick leather. For thick leather, you're not going to be able to get that for a while, so I'm just going to recommend you actually go to Set City or something like that and loot chests, because you're bound to find some thick leather that way. Now, the daggers are pretty decent. They do bleed, 18 damage and 17 penetration, and they're pretty nice, like any other dagger, really. But it could be a nice start for you to use them. If we can look at the sword, this is a mid-grade flawless cripple sword, 20 health damage and 8% penetration, which is pretty decent. It's one of these smaller swords, so you can have much more penned movement. But it is a nice sword all the same. But I would definitely probably go for the daggers because they're going to be way more useful in early game as they usually are. Just because they stagger everything, and I mean, look at these look so nice. Now, some of you might be thinking, well, Kaya, what the hell do you do with this Staff of Triumvirate, or whatever you want to call it? Well, we actually need to go to a certain place and use it, but we're going to have to fight another boss for this, so you might want to level up a little bit more before you come to him, or bring some friends, because he is actually pretty tough. And for this, we want to make our way to the Tower of the Bats, a tower really high up, and it has a big angry albino bat on it. You can click these for experience. For map reference is right up here, and there is also a recipe book here that you can grab also. But we do want to kill this guy, and he's pretty nasty, so he's probably going to hurt a hell of a lot, but we're just going to get rid of him straight away and see what we can do. Here's the recipe book, by the way, you can grab it. I would probably use arrows on this guy because he is nasty. If you can get snake arrows, that's even better. But for now, I'm just going to show you some of missile arrow action on this guy. And we're just going to give him some action here. But we can get us just a bit. But then we can just pelt him with arrows and he will die eventually. He doesn't seem to be liking these too much. But once you've killed him, he won't be a problem anymore. You can harvest him if you like. He's going to give you some of that albino bat blood and bat skin and all that freakiness. But we're not actually here for him. We're actually here to stick this into here. So we're going to get this. There we go. As you can see, the magic is coming on. If you stick in the albino bat blood that you've just got, it will craft into an awakened staff. Then you can pull it out and actually use it. So now we have attuned that, sticking the albino blood into it, and done our staff. Now we can walk over to a place that we can place it. Once you place it, you can click and talk to it. And it will talk to you a hell of a lot and tell you about a lot of lore. And you can listen to it, and it might actually give you tips on where you want to go around the Exiled map if you want to play a more RP version. But it's very interesting and it's a cool concept. Not a lot of people actually know about this one. But I'll let you kind of just know, I want you to get this and listen to his lore on your own time if that's what you're into. I'm not going to play all his lore out right here. So you actually have something to look forward to when you get this guy. He is also pick-upable, which is great. So you can bring him around with you and have conversations. It's quite funny. But yeah, that's pretty much all we have today. I hope my video helped you out on this dungeon, and I hope you can see you can solo this quite easily, and you will be fine doing it. You could even bring crapper gear than I bought, and you'll still be fine, as long as you block and don't get hit. Just be clever about it. But thank you for watching, I love you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye!